let's give this a try. I don't know how it'll work out, but I need to document everything. This is a golf cart. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, 2024. On November 9th, a few days ago, Brian came over and we had a lengthy discussion on how much of a upgrade he wanted, the different parts, the necessary parts, the optional parts, and so forth. So I want to cover some of what we talked about. The necessary parts, of course, will be the batteries, and they're not here yet, so I can't really show them to you. Here's the ones that's going to get replaced. I am taking responsibility to get rid of the old batteries. They're not worth much. This one's like this one is bulging here, and that one over there is bulging. This one is raised up on this end, so the cell has expanded in there. So this one is also quite dead. It's bulging here. Some of the modifications that have been done to this, if you look at the wiring in here, this is quite a, well, for lack of a better term, quite a rat's nest. Modifications have been done on this cart over the years, and some of them are understandable and some are just I don't understand them, but most of this is just going to get cut away and we'll start more or less from scratch. I need to identify, see, right now I don't even know what the brand of the cart is. I think it's an Easy Go, but I have no way to know that right now. The motor controller is filthy. I need to clean that off, find nameplate data. The motor is similar. It's coated in grease. I'll get a picture underneath later, but I can't really read that. The dash has been replaced at some point with a piece of 1/4-inch plywood. I'll take a look at that. I'll have to pull this out and see what we can do, but you can see it's pretty rough shape. Before I get too much further, I want to talk about the things that we're going to put in. Like I said, the batteries, obviously. And the standard way I do an upgrade is I take this is a voltage converter. It's also referred to as a buck converter. This is a device that will take the pack voltage. I don't know if we can focus on this. It's 240 watt, 12 volt. But it'll take anywhere from 36 to 48 volts coming in, and it'll put out a constant 12 volts at 20 amps. So headlights, tail lights, horns, whatever 12 volt accessories will be attached to this will be powered by this, and this is powered by the battery pack. This will also go out and feed this panel on the dash. Brian decided he would like to have this. This is a simple on and off to apply power provided by this to whatever accessories he's wanting to power. It has a cigarette lighter, although you don't want to use it as a cigarette lighter. It's just a 12 volt accessory port. And then there's a dual 5 volt supply that maxes out at 2.1 amps. And so you can charge tablets, cell phones, any other 5 volt supplies. The modification will, by standard, will include a digital voltmeter that's going to show the status of the battery pack. And this is going to come, it'll be fused coming from the pack, but it's got an on-off button right here. This will be clearer when I unpackage this later on during the upgrade process. But like I said, it'll be fused, but right here it'll be continuously connected to the pack, so you just turn it on here and it'll show you what's going on with the battery pack. And I'll set a timer on this so that once you do turn it on, it'll just stay on for, I don't know, whatever, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever you want, and it'll shut itself off, so you don't have to worry about it slowly running the battery down. It uses so little current that it would take a very long time, but still, we don't want to risk it. One of the optional items, this was an optional item, the panel. You don't have to have this to make this upgrade, but it's darn convenient. The other one he wanted is on the front. This is an AC receptacle. If we look on the front of the lower part here, you can see there's the place where it normally, the OEM, the manufacturer, provided this plug, and that's not original. That's like a dryer plug or whatever, so it's been modified there too. But anyway, that will get replaced, and this will be put in its place. So in the future, when the charger for the new battery pack will be mounted in here in the battery compartment somewhere, and it'll be permanently mounted, so you don't have to worry about it getting ripped off, stolen. And so all I will have to do in the future is just run an extension cord out, plug it into this receptacle, and it'll charge on its own. You don't have to, no mess, no fuss. So anyway, okay, carrying on. He has a 36 volt charger that will not do him any good anymore, because this charger does not charge on a charge curve that lithium iron phosphate battery will take. So he'll have this to give away or sell or whatever, I don't know. Not sure what he's going to do with it, but he won't be able to use it on here. He asked about the forward reverse shifter. I can get one for him if he wants to pay for it, but it works the way it is, so it's going to get left that way. Up here, this right front tire is almost flat right now, and it sat here for 2 days, and it was full when we brought it up here from his place to mine, but it is now nearly flat, so it needs some attention. The only headlights he has on here are also not in the best of shape, and I'm going to see what I can do about tightening these up and maybe rewire them so they're brighter. And these will come off that voltage converter I talked about. Now, another thing I noticed is if this is sitting down on the ground, of course it's up on jack stands right now, but I'm going to hold this tire steady. And if you look at the steering wheel, you've got this much play before the tires actually start to move, and if it's on the ground under its own weight, it's even worse. So there's a lot of play in this column and in the mechanism underneath here. I haven't dug it out yet or looked at it, but it's probably going to need some bushings or something to get it functioning right. I don't do that work. I can only recommend to the person that owns the cart that he get that looked at, because that's a safety issue. And I think other than that, some of the modifications that were done to this is they're head scratchers for me, but I'll figure it out. It's not a problem. This is the forward and reverse contactors and the motor controller. It's going to need a lot of cleanup right there. The battery cage itself is in good shape. I have had these before where I have to cut it all out because it's so rusty and corroded, but there's a little bit of rust down there, but nothing dangerous. And I'll clean that up with some baking soda and put some primer paint on it. So sorry about that, my camera timed out. Anyway, I will clean up the battery cage and make sure it stays corrosion free for as long as possible. Another one of the modifications is, of course, the 36 volt battery pack is made up, as is usually the case, of 6 volt lead acid batteries, and so they could, they're all in series, so it gives you 36 volts. Well, the cart owner wired in another contactor, and that red wire is coming from the positive lead of the battery pack, and it goes through here. And when he pushes a button under the seat, the driver's seat, it causes this contactor to engage, and it puts this 12-volt deep cycle battery in series with the 36-volt that's already there. So I will be disassembling this and unhooking it, because this would be, if you tried to put this mix in with the lithium iron phosphate batteries, it would probably end up in a fire. And leave here that way. I guess for now I'll do more video and take a bunch of pictures as I go, but I think that's all I have for now.